Hello, everybody. Welcome to Galaxy Brains, where that is not artificial intelligence saving the planet and human race through mesmerizing advancements in medical technology, carbon capture, and meme enlargement. It is intelligence artifice, telling you if you grind just one more baseball slate, Andrew Benintendi will surely hit his first home run of the season. Denny, I'm sure you know all about that. You've been stacking White Sox all summer.
I have. I haven't. I've been only stacking bad players.
Well, that's true. The White Sox are bad. Andrew Benintendi is the worst, seeing as he has zero home runs.
This is the first time I've heard of Andrew Benintendi.
You will never quote hear of Andrew Benintendi, is what you're telling me.
This is the first.
He's from Arkansas. He lives in St. Louis. Denny, we begin, as we always do, with the, quote, retired Tom Brady, who faced down the woke mob this week and insisted that he is, quote, certain he is not playing again and has, quote, tried to make that clear. But when you parse those clear, unambiguous, declarative words, you come to a very different conclusion, do you not, Denny?
Look, the mob is reading into this quite closely, and I don't blame them for, I am part of the mob. And I would say, he didn't include things like ever, the word ever, as in I'm never playing again. We didn't hear that. Okay. He didn't say I'm not playing for the Raiders specifically. Okay. Honestly, I would need Tom Brady to sit there and list all 32 NFL teams in order to believe the statement that he will never play again, especially with this Jimmy Garoppolo foot situation, which, gets more interesting by the minute.
I would need him to list all 124 North American pro sports franchises, to be honest. I would maybe even throw in the 30 MLS franchises, now 30, of course, after they awarded a team this week to, I forget which town, I think Charlotte or something. Yeah. Now as an MLS team, did he? But, Tom Brady is so retired. Why doesn't he tell us what he's doing instead of playing football? Are you announcing for Fox? Are you getting into modeling for Land's End? Are you visiting Sam Bankman-Fried in prison? Like, if you're not playing football, why don't you tell us what you're doing, Mr. Football player, and let us know. Show it. Put your money where your mouth is.
Right. Are you having another hair-related surgery? Are you having another facelift? Like these are questions that I think would be helpful in finally stamping out the fire that is the question. Will Tom Brady return? Honestly, he didn't answer anything for me in this most recent statement. He might as well have said, hey, maybe not. That's what I heard when I heard him say, no, I'm not playing. I'm certain I'm not playing. Are you certain, Tom? Because I don't think you're certain.
You sure about that's why, Tom? And he did say he is shadow targeting K-Dot 19 times an afternoon in his backyard. His backyard, of course, includes 3 full-size football fields that were used. They tore up wetlands to build them, of course.
Julian Edelman has not left that area since 2012. He lives there in a tent.
Tom, it's not personal, but I did sign the petition to restore the wetlands in your backyard that you destroyed in South Florida. Denny, speaking of mixed messaging, we have David Bakhtiari in Green Bay, who can't seem to decide what kind of season the Green Bay Packers are in store for. Take the people through this.
Yeah, David Bakhtiari, longtime standout offensive lineman for the Packers. Not thrilled about moving on from Aaron Rodgers, it seems. He used a word that they don't really use very often in professional sports, which is rebuilding. He said, folks, we are rebuilding. And all it took really is David Bakhtiari to watch one OTA session with Jordan Love under center to say, oh, yeah, we're rebuilding. Because apparently Jordan Love had a hell of a first OTA, completed 2 of 10 passes, including 2 interceptions, according to beat writers. Pretty rough stuff. But Bakhtiari came out in defense of the rebuilding and said, look, you can still win while rebuilding, which, maybe the Seahawks did that a little bit last year. He also said, hey, we were rebuilding when Aaron Rodgers took over for Brett Favre because, quote, no one knew about Aaron. Are you sure about that?
Yeah,
Are we sure that no one knew about Aaron Rodgers, who was supposed to be a top pick in the NFL draft where he fell to the Packers? And also, I guess he's translating this to, do we not know anything about Jordan Love? Did Jordan Love just walk off the street and is now starting for the Green Bay Packers? I have questions, David, and I think you need to choose whether you're winning or you're rebuilding.
Yeah, it's really revisionist history on the Aaron Rodgers stuff, by the way, who in 2005, when he fell all the way to number 24, actually bought 2 hours of national airtime the way like presidential candidates used to do. And in prime time on all 4 major networks swore a blood oath to take vengeance on the 23 teams that had passed on him.
Yeah,
it was very good time, actually. People were very off-put by it and shocked.
Yeah. I remember my dad crying. He was upset. It was an upsetting scene.
There were actual rivers of blood. They reenacted the scene from The Shining, where Aaron Rodgers came into the press conference. He opened an elevator and blood
just spilled out everywhere.
So first off, disingenuous to say no one remember Aaron Rodgers. That was the talk of the country for years. And it's just too much trying to have your cake and eat it too, from David Bakhtiari, who he said, sure, the second I saw Jordan Love throw a pass this spring, I began downloading multiple sophisticated investment apps. But that doesn't mean we can't win this division, guys. It's pretty down. Maybe we'll win it 8-9. I don't know. And then he threw down a smoke bomb and disappeared.
Right. He said we still have other good players at other positions. No, I'm kidding. No, but it didn't take much. It didn't take much for Bakhtiari to see Jordan Love in action and say, well, it looks like we are done here.
Yeah, that really is like the opposite in a rare moment of earnestness. I'll say kind of the opposite of leadership when you are breaking in a new quarterback and then he watches his left tackle, it's supposed to be his best bud on the team, come to the media and immediately just say rebuild.
Yeah,
it feels like really rallying the troops.
It feels like Bakhtiari was, just a few seconds away from saying, I might block for him this year. I might give 100%. It's hard to say at this moment. I mean, did you check this guy out? I mean, I'm not blocking for that.
No, yeah, he's not risking yet another knee surgery for that, Denny. And speaking of quarterback hopelessness, a video sent shockwaves through the internet this week where Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask basically took turns throwing against air and looking like Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Fallon, like attempting like a quarterback toss for charity. They're raising money for some like really good charity, but like we're all laughing a lot because they don't come anywhere near like the barrel that they're throwing the football at. That was basically Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield this weekend. So the fans are of course reacting to this. People are quote tweeting it on Twitter, dunking on it, as the Zoomers call. Yeah. But the NFL is actually allowing the Tampa Bay Bucks some special privileges heading into the 2023 season after seeing this video, are they not?
Yeah, and this is actually exclusive to Galaxy Brains, and I know you come here for breaking news. The NFL has granted the Bucks the right to sell Caleb Williams jerseys in their pro shop starting today, a day after the video surfaced of Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield missing receivers in shorts.
Yes.
Again, and this is worth emphasizing, with no defenders. There were no defenders on the field, and they couldn't get within 5 yards of the pass catcher. It was truly something. So, yeah, Caleb Williams jersey in the Tampa Bay Pro Shop. We hear through the grapevine that Caleb Williams has bought property in Tampa Bay. It's a done deal, folks. Caleb Williams is a buck.
Yeah, he's been sitting in on the install. Yeah, they're selling 13 jerseys for Caleb Williams, the number he wears at USC. They may allow him to change that to 14 apparently in January. He hasn't made up his mind on the number yet, but he has picked out a locker, picked out a home, as you said. They're talking about kind of like with Tom Brady, maybe giving him an ownership stake in the team because, if you go to NFL.com, like this code, as they call it, I think the Zoomers call it code, wasn't supposed to launch yet. But for the 2023 standings, it just lists the Bucks at 0-17. And
I mean, how can you think otherwise after seeing again? I really do want to emphasize this. Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask both airmailing balls to guys who are running, half speed routes. Half speed. I'm talking about jogging. You have to see this video. It is among the most disturbing things you'll see on Twitter all day, and that's saying something.
It's the most disturbing video I've seen on Twitter since the Dolphins posted a highlight of Tua Tagovailoa throwing a deep ball. And of course,
and then forcing Dolphins fans to defend it.
Yeah, that was the previous most shocking day in the history of the Twitter app. That was under previous management. Under the new management, everything's just worse and more shocking. So check it out. For Denny Carter, I'm Patrick Daugherty. This has been Galaxy Brains. Thank you for expanding your mind. We'll be back later this month.